What we're seeing here is a significant structural change in the dynamic of the body. The photo on the right is a year after we started, fairly casually, 3 to 5 times a week, 5 minutes a day, got her results like this. This is not bodybuilding or dieting. This is specific movement. With 5 to 7 days a week, you would see significant structural functional change within 3 to 6 months and have an athletic base to work from. So she was a multi-sport athlete into her youth, and when she got into her 20s, started stacking injuries, and that's a very frustrating time. You can't do the fitness and the hiking activities you used to do, all the sports. That's all too painful. So she had pain in her knees, plantar fasciitis, had constant tension in the hips, low back, mid back was rounded and very tense. And we also had a compression into the neck. It's covered by the hair in this photo, but that was giving her nerve symptoms into her arms. So about a year ago, we decided to really dedicate 5 minutes. I said, let's do 5 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. Most of the weeks it's 3, but actually dedicated time to this program, and it's got amazing results, better overall posture and function to work from, and much more pain-free. We're still on our way, still going. It's ever evolving, but we're definitely over a huge mound. Now let's take a look at the differences between the photos. On the left, we have an anterior pelvic tilt. The tilt of the pelvis is backwards and up. The butt sticking back and up, and that's putting compression and tension on the low back muscles and joints. We don't want that area to be compressed all the time. We just want it compressed and tense when you need it to be in exercise, not when you're at home relaxing. So the photo on the right shows that the muscles next to the spine are nice and long. They look relaxed and they look fuller. They're not as folded in. You can see that there's no wrinkles in that photo. So as we look at the middle back here, this is where she had a lot of trouble keeping the back forward and rounded. So we really had to work on elongating the trunk, getting the ribs to open, lots of rib exercises specifically, and working on the muscles in the front of the body, releasing them so that she can have that open postural look. And yeah, so that took a little bit of work to do that, but it worked out really well. And you can see that in the photo on the right, she actually appears taller, because I think she is. When you have a longer torso and you learn to keep it upright, it's naturally going to look taller. The biggest change I think we can see in this whole transformation is the scapula on the left photo is sticking out. So if you're looking at the right side of the left photo, it is sticking out, and that's called a wing scap. The nervous system's disconnected. The shoulder blade is structurally not stuck to the thoracic spine, so that makes the shoulder unstable. We were able to make a permanent change, as you can see on the right. You can't cue that. It's not something I could just tell her to do, so that's fantastic. A shoulder that's going to be much more functional and much more injury proof, and you can see those muscles have now become much more symmetrical from side to side, the ones between the shoulder blade. So that's also a great aesthetic look as well. Also, looking at the levels of the shoulder, you can see the photo on the left, the shoulders are sloping down towards the right, and the photo on the right, the shoulders are nice and even straight across. That contributes to a nice symmetrical look, and the ribs are actually have to be somewhat symmetrical at the bottom if you're this symmetrical at the top, so that's a good sign. And looking at the muscles between the shoulder blades, they are opening the chest, yet they're not on in a high tense degree, and they are not overstretched by that trunk folding forward. I feel like the thoracic spine is the hardest region to address. The ribs, the middle spine, they are the last piece of the puzzle that most people have missing, and we really worked hard to address this area. Now, the ribs hold the organs and the lungs, so if they're compressed, you have less volume, more pressure on the lungs and the organs. That is not a great thing. Now, the photo on the left has the hair covering up the neckline, but you can see from the photo on the right that that line has gotten longer. the area on the shoulder at the neck region has gotten longer. We got rid of her nervous symptoms coming out of there. There was pain coming into her shoulders and her upper arms. We got rid of that within 6 months. Okay, so if you're anyone from a yoga practitioner, a weightlifter, CrossFit, or just a regular parent looking to keep up with their kids, you could benefit from a program like this where you're working on your posture a very short period of time. It has to be consistent, but it is a 5 to 10 minute routine daily. You can expect results like this, permanent change in 3 to 6 months. That gives you a structure to do whatever activities you want to do, and you will go more pain-free with a more aligned posture. So tune back in a couple times a week. I'll be dropping videos like this, analysis and comparison in both still and video. I like doing slow-mo sports. Any ideas or anything you want to hear, let me know. While the channel is small, you may be able to get in a personal request, and we'll see you soon.